cow's milk. We're not baby cows. We are not meant to be drinking cow's milk. You're not a baby or a cow, so you should be drinking soy milk. Okay, if you want to drink your mom's milk, which was meant for you, good luck with that. Walk up to your mom.
Hey.
Picture this. A US military plane leaves Washington without the usual notices. It stops in Latvia, then heads toward Russia. A passerby films the Boeing with their phone. After all, it is pretty unusual to see an American Army plane this close to Russia's capital. News agency Reuters published these pictures, saying they took a closer look at the engines, wings and tail and verified that the aircraft is in fact a Boeing
Are y'all into girls?
C-17A Globemaster III on its way to Moscow. Then the plane lands. No manifest, no names, no explanation. So reporters go straight to the one man who might know something about this. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry.
Dermatologist said stop taking MT2 because it's not FDA approved. The COVID vaccine wasn't FDA approved. Would she have told you to not take the COVID vaccine? What does FDA approval have to do with anything? Just fucking stupid. Let me see, Dodo.
Just when you think life can't get more absurd, we've got...
Fuck
Scientists
cares.
just...
Thanks, Dodo. I was gonna send you a video on that VG.
Scientists just discovered why this man might be immune to Alzheimer's disease. This is Doug Whitney. Like the rest of his family, at position 141 in his PSEN2 gene, the amino acid asparagine has been swapped for isoleucine, known as the Alzheimer's gene. This mutation comes with a near-certain diagnosis of early onset Alzheimer's. His own mother lost 10 of her 13 siblings to the disease before they turned 60. But right now, Doug is 75 and fighting fit, making him one of just 3 documented cases in the world to dodge this genetic death sentence. So researchers at the Washington University School of Medicine set out to find out why. Our best understanding of this disease is that the PSEN2 mutation drives overproduction of the amyloid proteins. That triggers the usual structures that stabilize the inside of neurons, tau proteins, to detach and misfold, forming tangles that spread rapidly, wrapping around neurons and eventually killing them. Scans of Doug's brain show that his amyloid levels are 2.5 times higher than what doctors consider normal. But the second half of the disease just doesn't seem to be happening. There are only small amounts of misfolded tau proteins, and they are right at the back of his brain, and they don't seem to be spreading or causing the usual damage. But when researchers took samples of his cerebrospinal fluid, they found unusually high levels of 4 different proteins they think might be preventing the disease. When the body is exposed to extreme temperatures, it can damage the body's proteins. In response, the body produces heat shock proteins that stabilize new proteins and repair and refold the damaged or misfolded ones. These heat shock proteins also disperse throughout the brain, and the the researchers believe they may be interrupting and repairing the tau proteins before they can go on to cause Alzheimer's. But what is strange is that this response usually fades within hours of a heat stress ending. The research team thinks that Doug's 20 years spent in the engine room of steam-powered Navy ships in a heat environment so intense he had to be hosed down with water multiple times per day meant his body was producing huge amounts of these proteins year after year. Enough that even now, decades after he left the Navy, his body's background level of production is still high enough to stop tau from misfolding and spreading further. Now this is just one case, so we have to be careful about how strongly we draw conclusions,
stop.
but if scientists can pin down the mechanism...
Fuck. Stop. Can you stop scratching me? Jeez. Israel said that paper kites flown by Palestinian children treated as a weapon of war. Yeah, great, sure. Don't care. Blah, 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 don't care. Yeah, measles deaths. Okay, thanks, Dodo. Thanks for the donation, Rick. Dodo.
The best model that exists in the world was trained in February. We've already seen a huge slowdown for the AI labs, right? This regulation that they advocate for is actually slowing down the labs a lot more than it slows down, sort of the open source Chinese language model. OpenAI not releasing Astra, OpenAI stopping training for 2 weeks, Anthropic not releasing what their safety assessment said is Model 2, which is widely believed to be the next version of Mythos. They're clearly not releasing their best models, and in which case their revenue per megawatt stalls or even can start to decline again because other models are competitive again. So it's not that they're falling behind, it's just that they're not releasing their best stuff. What if there is some regulatory impact that prevents them from releasing their best?
Yeah. That's what they do.
Well, if you know anything about Iranian history, and if you know anything about how the Iranian military, the Iranian quads, the IRGC and the Quds Force inside of it operate, they run the country. The clerics are, they're figureheads. They issue fatwas. They, hold huge rallies. But if you want to know who runs the country because you want to know who runs the economy, it's the military. Were they ever going to quit just because the leaders? These are people who had just killed 40,000 Iranians a couple of months before in order to stay in power. And they also fought a war against Iraq that went on for 10 years, and the end of which they were sending 10 and 11-year-old boys to the front lines. So the misconception on a...
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 2020.
Hello, my friends. Kind of the interesting visit
Thought you died. Okay, thanks, dude.
of CIA Director John Ratcliffe to Moscow. It was done on Globemaster C-17A military airplane. An unexpected visit, I would say, but this meeting happened and probably Ratcliffe met with Vladimir Putin and now he's already on the way to the United States of America. Yeah, he took one more airplane, Boeing 737 modification C-40 Clipper, and now flies towards USA. And guys, it is not good. Something is up to happen, something really big. The situation is escalating, maybe not only towards Ukraine. Like for example, the Wall Street Journal, they write that Ratcliffe arrived in Moscow after United States gathered intelligence indicated mobilization preparations in Russia and plans to test NATO's resolve so escalation towards the NATO territory. And I'm not sure whether they mean the special military operation, a new limited one, or sabotage escalations. Well, those sabotage attacks, they're happening regularly, especially recently, for the last couple of months. A former deputy director of the United States National Intelligence, Bear Sanner, told the publication that Ratcliffe may have met with Putin directly to deliver a warning along the line saying, like, we know what you are going to do and you'd better not do it. Well, it reminds me 2021, guys. Exactly like mirroring. My friends, just a usual reminder, please smash your like to this video just right now while you're watching it, and also subscribe to the channel. By doing those two actions, you're really helping this channel, guys. You're amazing, you're awesome. Thank you for everything, for all of your support. Craziness, it's better not to do it because we're gonna argue against Russia. Because the NATO here by Russians, this is
Dmitry Peskov.
Media reported today that a U.S. military transport aircraft has landed in Vnukovo airport.
Hi VG, speaking of people dying, sad news, Dolly Parton died.
Don't care. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Could you provide a comment?
No, I don't have such information.
So neither Washington nor Moscow will confirm who was on that plane. But various US media, citing unnamed sources, are reporting that it was the head of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, America's
No, I'm feeling fine. Thanks, Dodo.
top spy. This is archive footage of him in April. Now, apparently, he went secretly to Russia for his first known trip there since taking the job. The last time a sitting CIA director made this trip was in 2021. He was in the Kremlin, warning Vladimir Putin, do not invade Ukraine. Putin didn't listen. So why is Washington's spy chief in Moscow now, 4.5 years into the war? To help us untangle all of this, I'm going to talk now to Angela Stent, a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute and former National Intelligence Officer for Russia and Eurasia. She focuses on US-Russia policy and Russia's relations with Ukraine, China, Europe, and the global south. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here on DW, Angela. Now let's start with the big picture. How significant is it that a sitting CIA director goes to Moscow, given where US-Russia relations stand?
I think it's quite significant. Clearly, there are urgent issues that needed to be discussed with the Russians. Mr. Ratcliffe, as we understand, has had a phone conversation, at least one of them with his counterpart, Sergei Naryshkin, before. But the fact that he went there to discuss issues in person means that
Why are we listening to a women? Turn this off, VG,
there must
and
be
end the
important
stream.
problems that needed to be discussed face to face. We still have no official readout of this, and we don't know with whom he met there. So much remains still shrouded in secrecy, but it wasn't that secret a visit because people had figured out quite soon after that aircraft landed that it was in fact him who had gone to Moscow.
Yes, indeed, it is all rather mysterious, and we know that the last comparable trip was CIA Chief William Burns.
Interesting.
I started TRT when I was over 450 pounds, not after I lost the weight. Feel big? I'd say has happened.
This isn't interesting. Thanks, dude. Did you skip the leg workout today? Yeah, I didn't train. Needed more rest. Thanks, dude.
Hi VG, did you hear the news about Hassan?
So, anti-Israel streamer Hassan Piker predicting more violence against those he doesn't like, making his warning clear to Jews in America.
People don't with Israel any longer, and if Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, eventually someone's going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews.
It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, far-left Senate hopeful Abdul al-Sayed, who campaigned with Piker often and refused to denounce his anti-Semitism, now saying, quote, "My commitment to Jewish safety is the same as my commitment to the safety of my own daughters. Anti-Semitism is a scourge."
Right, that's why he hangs out with Hassan Piker, sure. Yeah, whatever. Thanks, Dodo. Yeah, I uninstalled Dying Light. That game's just a massive pile of shit. It's a game that's made for people who have way too much time on their hands, don't have a fucking job or a life, and just want to waste their time with stupid shit. It's so boring and slow and fucking tedious. I can't fucking stand it.
In November 2021, warning Putin against invading Ukraine. So does history like that change how we should read this one today?
Well, I think if we look back at what Director Burns did then, he did warn Putin in a phone call. He spoke to other people in Moscow. And of course, it didn't deter Russia from invading Ukraine. And by the way, we also know this wasn't in person, that when it became obvious, apparently, to the CIA and other Western intelligence agencies in the fall of 2022, that the Russians were considering the use of at least a tactical nuclear weapon in the war against Ukraine, there was
This lady's teeth are fucking disgusting.
opposed to talking about, you know, how do you get a ceasefire in Ukraine?
Vatican's top diplomat.
Ugh. Why did they let her on TV? Like, she has these gross fucking yellow corn niblets for teeth.
All right, another mini pro tip on biceps. Training your brachialis, as in this forearm part, especially for someone who has a really short bicep head, i.e. myself. Like, I have a big gap between where my muscle inserts and my elbow. Therefore, the bigger the forearm I have, the more I can fill that gap out, and then the bigger your arm looks. Everyone's always like, oh, just like tighter contraction, more bicep, more bicep. But being able to hit the long head of
Thank you for that 9014. Appreciate it.
your tricep so that your arm hangs helps it feel bigger from the front. If you want it bigger from the side, having a bigger brachialis helps fill that gap in. If you look at someone like Phil Heath, who was just a freak because his whole arm was just absolutely huge, but his arm looked absolutely insane because his brachialis was out of this world. You could like grab his brachialis on his forearm with a hand like that. Now, if you train like Phil, you're not getting arms like that, but you can at least look at what looks good and train the muscle accordingly to get a fraction of a percent towards the version of Phil Heath's arms.
That was falsehood.
Oh yeah, this was kind of interesting.
Alimentar.
But you played it for under 1 hour. Could barely climb a wall in the intro, put a shirt on from inventory and couldn't figure out navigation. The gameplay's actually good and you have a weak spirit when challenged. You have the attention span of a goldfish.
The overall gameplay loop is just fucking garbage, dude. So, you just travel around doing, like, just everything is just slow, boring, and tedious. The traversal isn't fun. It's just not fun climbing up the buildings and jumping around and having to get from one location to another. It's just not, which is like 90% of the fucking game. The hand-to-hand combat just isn't fun. You just whack the button. And again, because it's first person, it's just awkward. And the shooting isn't fun either. It's just boring, straightforward, and there's like the dumb, stupid special enemies that infinitely spawn and are like basically impossible to kill at night. It's just, everything is just fucking horseshit, dude. It's like, again, it's for people who have way too much fucking time on their hands, who just want to waste their time on horseshit. 90% of the game is just doing absolutely fucking nothing, and there's also that whole fucking dumb resource management aspect of it, where weapons you pick up degrade over time. Like, I just can't be fucked, dude. Like, again, if you like just wandering around doing fucking nothing, jumping off a fucking building, and like this, doing boring shit, and then doing boring combat, like, I don't fucking care. It's just not a good game. Do you like Doug Ford? Not particularly, no. The only thing I like about him is just some of his, he's just kind of more socially right-wing, so he's more pro-gun, pro-self-defense, you know, stuff like that, but yeah, as far as how he's running the province, there's a lot of fucking problems with what he's doing. The only thing that I can really say that I like that he did was he got rid of a bunch of fucking speed cameras, but that's it. Thanks, dude. Mac Daddy.
What a
Yeah, I'm not watching that. Thanks, dude. I don't need to watch retards just flap their gums, dude. I don't fucking care. Did you ever get the brain scan to blah, blah, blah? Don't care. Thanks, dude. Hmm. Oh, is this out? Mixed, of course. Let me guess, it runs like shit. And DRM. Only has 5 missions. Five chapters, 3 missions each. Oh, okay. Frames seem to drop randomly. Crazy stuttering on medium settings. Yeah, there's probably some weird anti-cheat.
If you played for under 2 hours, can you refund the game so I can refund it on my side? Yes, it is possible. I just checked. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Sure. All right.
Is this an effective weight loss strategy?
Okay. Try to request a refund. This is what it's giving me. And after I click this, it's kind of weird. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, my back. Oh. Fuck.
Yo VG, I sent you a message on Instagram for that consultation I was talking about. Must be in your pending requests.
Yeah, okay, I'll look at it later. Thanks for the donation, dude.
It's the same way you go.
No, thanks, dude.
In bodybuilding, did you build the muscle or did Dr. Plastic in some clinic implant the muscle in you? So we have to make sure we identify this for what it is. It is cheating. There's no other way around it. Anything in bodybuilding, we know bodybuilders push the limits. We know they do PEDs. PEDs are like helmets in football for bodybuilders. But they're growing muscle. Everything a bodybuilder does. The core foundations of the sport is to eat, train, recover, repeat. Takes 20 years to build a physique. Do we want to, where do we draw the line? Do we want to get to a time where somebody can choose? Maybe I work out and go to a gym, or maybe I just go to a good doctor that can implant a lot of plastic polymethyl methacrylate inside of my body and make it look a lot larger.
I think you have to disqualify a few people and mark a few people down for people to realize, uh-oh, this might not be the right thing to be doing, and I can't undo it, so maybe I shouldn't go there.
I would go further. If you decide, if you're a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, and you decide to implant plastic muscle, I think you should be banned from the sport.
I created Species Nutrition.
Yeah, in all likelihood, Derek Lunsford got that stupid PMMA bullshit in his arms.
With one mission in mind, to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with...
At Ali Tac Tac's gym, AFS in Dallas, Texas. One of the nicest gyms I've ever been to. Thank you for inviting me, first of all.
Thank you for coming out. We're very happy to have you here.
And, you know, it's interesting because we have very similar taste. The gym is if anyone's, I don't think a lot of people have seen your gym.
No, it's private, and yeah.
You don't let a lot of people in, and it's like a gym that Donald Trump would probably build.
Thank you. It's a passion project. It's what we love to do, and we're blessed to have the facility.
Not only is it beautiful, obviously, and the home of 4-time Miss Women's Physique Olympia champ Sarah Villegas, your wife.
Thank you.
But it's the equipment that you have in the gym was hand select each piece by you.
Yeah.
Like almost someone who collects exotic baseball cards or something like that.
We call it the virus. I love gym equipment. We've been at it for years now. Yeah, like you said, Dave, 42 different manufacturers from all over the world. Pieces that are collectibles, one-of-ones, new pieces, everything.
I tried equipment I never had tried before, and that's hard. I've been around this industry for a long time.
You still got it too.
Yeah,
It's cool. Amazing.
You were showing me stuff, and the great thing is you know the history behind every piece, where it came from, who you got it from, who signed it for you, and
it's a passion for us. It's definitely a passion. Thank you very much.
Just to give people for instance, I was looking at the dumbbell rack and I said, "Oh, these are great dumbbells." I said, "Where's the benches? Like, how do you bench this?" He goes, "No, this is the leg bench. This is the leg dumbbell rack."
Every area has its own dumbbells. It's got its own setup.
He had the real dumbbells are upstairs that you do presses with.
The way we have it here, we have different zones. Every body part has its own zone and a large zone, and that allows people, if you're training
on it. And you were explaining to me, and I kind of knew, but why don't you give us a little background of what PMMA actually is and how it's actually introduced into the muscles?
Yeah. Just like you said, Dave, after the entire 2025 Olympia back and forth, I did a lot of research about it, and I don't think many bodybuilders in the industry know what PMMA is.
I don't think they do.
Most people think it's SEO, which SEO is in the same category to me. But right, oils. But this takes it to a different domain. We're talking about crushed plexiglass. It's a hard substance. If you ever go to a bank, in your bank, when you talk to the teller, you see that barrier between you and the teller, that glass?
Bulletproof glass,
This is what they're injecting inside of your body to enlarge your muscles. So you have plastic beads by the thousands.
And these beads are obviously very, very small.
Yeah, of course.
Because they can go through a syringe.
Exactly right. And it's mixed. In order to be able to deliver it inside of your body, to put the implant inside of your body, it's mixed with a carrier gel. The carrier gel dissipates, the white substance you see, dissipates. And what's left inside of your body is plastic beads, plexiglass beads. Now, what happens next is what makes this a full implant. Traditionally, to have an implant, they will open you up with a knife, grab the membrane with the silicone or saline inside of it, and they will suture you.
Right. Or even if they're doing a pec implant, they would lift up the pec muscle and slip it under there.
100%. It's 2026. Things have changed, and that's why we're talking about it. Today, what they do is they inject small pellets of plastic inside of you, thousands and thousands of them, and they rely on your immune system to fight back. So, the physician, the doctor, puts that plastic throughout your body, areas that you want to volumize and make bigger. Sometimes they look twice the size. And then they rely on the immune system to fight back. When your immune system fights back, it activates what's called the FBR. The FBR is the foreign body response. What that does is encapsulates the foreign substance or the foreign object. Exactly, collagen. That's it. So now you have the plastic.
That sounds like one of the worst possible things that you can do. There's got to be a ton of people having organ issues from that, like kidney damage, liver damage, cardiac damage, if it's supposed to trigger an immune response like that. People do the dumbest shit, dude. Super dumb.
And that capsule of collagen or the membrane around the implant, and you have a full-blown implant. So you have the plastic and the collagen membrane around the plastic.
And they're really kind of like nano implants because they're so small. Because once again, if you got to think about it, it's going through a syringe, so they're teeny tiny
100%.
implants. But it is a permanent implant.
Permanent, and the size it adds, it's sophisticated. It's dangerous, by the way. I don't want anyone to have any ideas.
I'm going to give you my feedback. I mean, what my thoughts are on this, because
you could die.
I didn't think anyone would be crazy enough to really do this. I knew there was some social media guys that did it for, super sensationalizing their body, but I didn't think real bodybuilders would do it. And it seems as though this is going on, from what I at least have seen evidence-wise that you've shown me, it's going on down in.
Yeah, Rich Piana supposedly did that. Apparently, Rich Piana got like 3 different procedures or something done. He got synthol. He also had silicone injected into his arms and PMMA, which is why it looked really fucking weird.
In Brazil.
It's happening in Brazil predominantly. That's true.
It's not something that's being legally done in the United States.
It's illegal in the United States to do that. Now, we know bodybuilders, including us, are a little crazy, and people like to push the limits a little bit. And I think, I think it's a responsibility of you, me, and everybody else to understand it and to identify it. We need to label it for what it is and combat it because obviously this is not bodybuilding.
People complain about they're not drinking bottles of water that are in plastic because they think that the microplastics are going in the water, but they'll inject the plastics into their bodies.
Artificial sweeteners are bad, but plexiglass, crushed up plexiglass inside of your body is okay.
I'm actually, when I found out that this was going on at a level that I think most people are not aware of, and I'm not pointing any fingers, I don't know who's doing it, but I know it's being done because I've talked to, you've talked to some of the doctors, I've talked to some of the doctors that are doing it. it's horrifying to me because it's something that's, I almost feel like it's going in the reverse direction of where we should be going, because it's the most dangerous thing you can possibly do. I mean, if this stuff gets into your bloodstream, you're screwed. You die.
Immediately,
basically.
stroke, you die.
You die. Assuming it doesn't get into your bloodstream, there still could be immune reactions that are long term. The problem with this is because these are nanoparticles of plastic, you can't take them out.
It's one way.
It's not like you put an implant in and it gets all screwed up and you just go in there and you just take it out. You can't take the stuff out. It's permanently in there.
It's irreversible. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's on one side.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at the other side of this,
Opinion on trap bar deadlifts, they're fine. Are they as good as conventional deadlifts for growing glutes? Probably not. Been trying to perfect my conventional for a while, but still get lower back strain, and I never liked sumo. One, you're probably not deadlifting right, and I don't know if you're wearing a weight belt either. If you keep hurting your lower back. Two, you can, like, squats are a better glute builder than deadlifts. So squats, lunges, Bulgarian split squats, glute hip thrusts, glute ham raises, hyperextensions, those are all going to build your glutes better than deadlifts. But thanks for the donation-based stove.
let's talk about bodybuilding. Let's maybe zoom out a little bit, because I know everybody was, very involved.
Let's talk about competitive bodybuilding.
Competitive.
Because you feel that it's cheating.
100%. Okay. What is the essence? What is the core fundamental of the sport of bodybuilding? Is to build muscle. Bodybuilding. You're RX muscle. You're not RX plastic. Right?
No, I agree with you. I think implants are
100%
ridiculous.
We all agree. So the core, what the sport was designed for is to build muscle.
Right.
If today we decide to greenlight plastic muscle implants, let's call it for what it is.
Yeah.
Plastic muscle implants.
Right.
If we decide to greenlight that and just dismiss it to we don't have a rule against it, what are we doing? In 10 years, Dave.
Well, you're right. You know what I think people are not realizing? Just because you're not putting the full implant into the
It's an implant.
Just because you're fragmenting it into microparticles and doing it, it's the same thing. It's just you've broken it up and you're dispersing it differently.
It's smarter. It's a plastic foreign object, plastic bead with a membrane around it, in the thousands. This is why you see those doctors put in those triangles, the white triangle. They're identifying the shape of the muscle. This is why you see the guys that do it, they change genetic shape. They go from a flat quad to a round quad, from a glute that's natural to a glute that looks like, it was generated.
Let's leave the actual division of bodybuilding and physique alone for a second, but let's talk about wellness, because we see these girls in wellness with booties that are like, it's impossible to have a booty that big, right? We know that people are doing this in that. I think that's where it might have started. I think a lot of these competitors have been sanctioned too by the judges because they do look fake. I don't even have people sit on their rear ends when they have to sit on a chair or something that's hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
It must feel terrible. I don't
want to try it. It's all right.
But the big butt is in. It started in Brazil. It's still big in Brazil. Yeah. They like their big butts, and that's fine.
Sure.
But if you're building muscle with
not in a competitive
training
sport, you can do that as a cosmetic. If you do, and I still think it's dangerous. But there are worse things in life. People smoke. People do things that are dangerous. But in the sport of bodybuilding, I'll give you some examples. Let's maybe talk about football and cycling. Okay. Who's your favorite quarterback?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady shows up to a game with a mechanical arm that throws the ball 4 times further for him. Right. Did he throw the ball, or did the sleeve throw it for him?
Right. Look at the runners now. They're wearing these shoes that are like this high off the ground, and they're like cushions, and they're springing their. The guy just broke 2 hours in the marathon. They said it was when I was running back in the 90s. They said it would be impossible to ever break 2 hours in the marathon. They broke 2 hours because the shoes they're wearing have springs in them, essentially.
100%. Let's talk about cycling.
Yeah.
Cycling. If you
they have motors in the frames
Tour de
now.
France. Yeah. Tour de France. What if Dave is a finalist at the Tour de France? He's a pro. He shows up with a motor that pedals for him.
Well, they have that. They're hiding for the actual bike is now the whole motor.
It's crazy. So
I'm skeptical about the whole motor in the bike frame thing. It's kind of mythologized at this point. There's almost certainly like 1 or 2 instances of somebody using a hidden motor, but yeah, it's kind of being talked up like, oh, so many people are doing it. Like, you know, the amount of people with a motor in their bike. It's the same as like the amount of people who are taking steroids to win the race. Like, I don't believe it. Like, there's definitely at least, you know, a couple confirmed instances of somebody doing, you know, shit like that. But yeah, I don't buy that tons of people are doing it.
If you do that, obviously you didn't do the pedaling, the motor pedal for it. In bodybuilding, did you build the muscle? Or did Dr. Plastic in some clinic implant the muscle in you? So we have to make sure we identify this for what it is. It is cheating. There's no other way around it. Anything in bodybuilding, we know bodybuilders push their limits. We know they do PEDs. PEDs are like helmets in football for bodybuilders. But they're growing muscle. Everything a bodybuilder does. The core foundations of the sport is to eat, train, recover, repeat. Takes 20 years to build a physique. Do you want, where do we draw the line? Do we want to get to a time where somebody can choose? Maybe I work out and go to a gym, or maybe I just go to a good doctor that can implant a lot of plastic polymethyl methacrylate inside of my body and make it look a lot larger. And then why do I, by the way, this is moving very fast. The reason I thought it's something that we need to talk about, because, you know, it's close to us and there's an emotional element to me of what happened at the 2025 Olympia.
Now you feel that Sarah was lost the Olympia potentially because her rival Natalia Coelho was potentially using PMMA. Is that
the information I have are more than potentially, but I'll say this, and we can discuss
that. I'm just saying, allegedly. She's allegedly using that, or used that, and I think it first surfaced at the Pittsburgh show, which was several months before last year's Olympia.
That's when Sarah, good point here, Dave, because I don't think many people know that.
It's important to know that.
Everybody thought Sarah spoke up against this at the Mr. Olympia after she lost, which is false. Now, I don't blame people. If you weren't following women's physique, all you saw is a champion that lost and lashed out, but that's not the case. Sarah was concerned about it long before the Olympia and long before.
Please come to Brazil.
I'm not doing that, but thanks, dude.
Maybe for people who don't understand what happened, Sarah lost the Olympia. She then went on and put a post
on Instagram,
up about, you know, that Natalia had, you know, fake muscle or whatever.
Sure.
And people took it as maybe like a
sore loser.
Yeah. But I guess Sarah had expressed concerns several months prior when she saw her in Pittsburgh. What exactly did she say to you?
So we attended the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro yearly, and we saw Natalia at that show. Now, I'm in the women's physique. I think I have enough. You know, I'm the trainer of the 4-time champion, so I know the physiques and I know the bodies. I know who's the strength and weaknesses before we got any information from a doctor, which we're going to talk about today. But before that information happened, right after Pittsburgh, we saw something that's abnormal. Natalia Coelho has a great physique, has good legs. She's obviously won a title and second in the world 5-6 years, so she's there. But she struggled to catch up to Sarah's physique. And that's feedback from the judges. You can hear Tyler and Tarek and all those guys saying, you have to bring up your legs. And all of a sudden, in a year right after the Olympia that she did not have an off season, she shows up with legs that looked like Big Ramy had a baby. I mean, those things were big. So it looked odd. To us, we thought it was synthol. Because when you look at this,
synthol being just some type of site injection oil.
Sure. Collagen imposing oil injected to give you volume. And then what happened, so Sarah put out a story on it after the Pittsburgh Pro and called out Natalia for synthol in the quads. She said, you need to stop doing synthol and you need to focus on squats instead. Controversial, but that's how she felt. And she was concerned because when you see something that's abnormal, you know, and we're about to compete in 3 months, it was honestly.
And we know that judges do mark down for obvious lumpy type of quad stuff. Okay, so
you can't blame those guys because what happened next is a little more concealed. So fast forward to the Olympia and more information starts coming to us. Before the Olympia,
I didn't have brain fog while being on testosterone, but there were cognitive benefits in terms of just well-being. Also, like, my executive functioning improved. So I just felt like I had an easier time planning out my day. If there was any, like, problems, you know, that came up, it was easy to just find a workaround or solution to it. So yeah, just overall well-being improved, mood got better, and definitely saw an improvement with executive functioning when I went on test.
PMMA came up. Now remember, a story about PMMA broke out later in December or whatever month it was. That's way after we had the information. That's an independent story from Sarah. It's a true story, but it's independent from Sarah. Right after the Olympia, Dave. And this is something I'm going to say here for the first time, and just for the sake of transparency.
Testosterone and pretty much all DHT derivatives are going to give you cognitive and nervous system benefits. So, are steroids sometimes prescribed for ED? Technically, one of the symptoms of androgen deficiency is ED, so, you know.
And for the sake of going forward, we might want to find a solution and stop doing identity politics and attacking one person and saying you're right. Immediately after the Olympia, a doctor from inside of that clinic in Brazil, I'm careful what I'm saying here.
Okay.
Have to protect the source. A doctor from inside of that clinic in Brazil came to Sarah unsolicited in their real identity. I personally verified that doctor to have been working inside of that clinic,
Okay.
I verified it on video.
Right.
That doctor came to Sarah, told her about Natalia's procedures in plural.
By the way, I just wanted to preface, you showed me, I know who the doctor is. And
Yes,
so
but I trust that-
I know it's a legitimate doctor.
100%.
I wanna just say that.
But my priority, just like we want the message out and to find a solution going forward to this new phenomena that needs to go away, I want to protect the source too. Because when
Sure.
someone comes to you,
Why do you think this doctor came forward?
I can't share with you the information. I know why. I can't share it. I'll share it afterwards.
Right.
Anything I say will identify that doctor.
Okay,
So let me just. But there was a reason why that doctor came forward, and it's a valid reason. But I'll just leave it there. But they came forward. I'm responsible for my words. I'm saying it on this podcast. I'll say it in a deposition, and I'll say it in a courtroom. They came forward in their real identity right after the Olympia, and told Sarah the dates of the procedures, the exact dates, down to the follow-ups.
Right.
Where were they done? They sent a video of Natalia from inside of that clinic. Natalia was inside of that clinic. And now remember, when this information first came to us, it had lots of details, not only about Natalia's operations, things that are more than that. This is not a one-off deal.
All right, let's assume that maybe you're correct, okay, in what happened. What would you like to see done about this? Because I'm worried about the fact that bodybuilders are going to see this and they're going to all start using this.
Me too.
As a shortcut, because bodybuilders will do anything to look better on stage. And I'm afraid that it's going to have very bad long-term ramifications because this stuff doesn't leave the body. And we don't even know what the long-term effects of it is.
You know, with a lot of the people who've gotten kidney failure and autoimmune issues, it seems to be related to synthol or site enhancement oil, like Nasser Al-Sambadi. He was using synthol, and he ended up having a lot of organ problems and kidney issues. There was a bunch of them that were like that, so this is probably just going to lead to a lot of organ failure.
Is it going to kill you? I mean, we don't know. Is it going to cause a serious autoimmune, disease moving forward, like lupus or something like that, or rheumatoid arthritis? We don't know. We don't know because it hasn't been around long enough, or people haven't been using it long enough. However, from a cheating standpoint, because I agree with you, it is cheating.
Yeah, apparently
Rich
Piana
it's
used
just
PMMA
being
in his
dispersed
arms.
differently than like a solid implant that would go under a pec muscle, for instance, or in a bicep. What do we do? How does this get policed?
There has to be guidance against it. This is something that's new. You can't point fingers at anyone and blame them other than people that are doing it.
Let's say the IFBB puts out a thing saying, we do not endorse this. If we find out you're using this, you will be disqualified.
This is a rule that's been in place for decades. It just kind of got done away with.
Well, it was a synthol rule originally, but synthol is different because synthol, you can just stop using it.
It talked about implants.
Yeah.
It did talk about implants. Section
okay.
6.1 of Article 6 in the IFBB rulebook. Turns out that today that rulebook no longer exists.
Well, because they split, yeah.
Sure, but nobody knew that.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We thought the rule was in place until later this year.
Right. But even if it's not a current rule, it should be a rule.
100%.
Because implants should not be allowed.
100%.
So the problem is it's very hard to identify this. Now, obviously, if someone abuses the substance and it looks obvious, they're going to get marked down. The problem with this is that you can't take it out.
Yeah.
Because it
remains inside of you.
So if you use this on your physique, and I think this is important for people to understand, and you do a bad job with it, or you do an obvious job with it, your career is essentially over because it cannot be taken out. And I think that right then and there, that would be a reason why I would never want to, even attempt it. In other words, my kids will draw a picture and then they make a mistake and they just rip the page up. I'm like, well, why don't we just put some white out over it? No, it's ruined. This is the same thing. You're basically ruining your canvas. Your physique is ruined once you do this stuff in the wrong way or too much of it. That's assuming it doesn't have any kind of health, negative health ramifications. What could the IFBB possibly do to identify whether people are using this?
Well, at the very beginning, I think we have to want a solution. We have to agree that this has to stop, and it's serious enough that there has to be guidance against it. Yeah. A is the guidance. That has to happen. Then after that, you're asking for logistics and maybe the how do we enforce this? It's not very difficult. A simple sonogram machine will identify it, and then if it's found in you, you could go to a lab. In fact, I'll share this with you today. I offered to sponsor a solution. I will cover the solution. If you want somebody to take that burden, and this is not a cheap solution, but it matters to us. Obviously, there's a personal element with this. A simple MRI lab and a sonogram machine that if you are a judge, and you see something abrupt, something abnormal, we're not going to run around and put it against people as they walk. This is not a metal detector. But if you see
let's take the Sarah versus Natalia situation. No, let's look at that. If you don't compare Natalia's physique to the year before, and you look at her physique, there was nothing that looked unusual where I was like, wow, this is. So sometimes you see lumps in people's shoulders.
Right. It's a lot more intelligent.
It was done in a very. If something was done, it was done well, and so. How do no one marked it down because no one saw it. So in other words, do you have pre-screening of every athlete?
No, I don't think so. That's a point I'm going to disagree. Actually, I showed you a picture before. What would you say from the picture that I showed you?
Well, it looked like she made improvements to her legs. Now, I don't know how she made the improvements to her legs. But is it possible that she used some kind of enhancement? Sure. Sure, it is. All right, so let me ask you this question. So if you guys seem to be pretty positive that she did this, especially because the doctors came forward.
Share information that we have, and that's what we basically.
Because of that, would you be willing to put your money where your mouth is and pay for?
Well, yeah, Derek Lunsford, he almost certainly has PMMA injected into his arms and probably other parts of his body. Derek was at one of those clinics that did the PMMA injections.
What's the difference between an androgen being suppressive and someone actually being permanently hypogonadal?
The fuck are you talking about? I don't understand that question. Thanks for the donation, Pablo. Okay. Yeah, Derek Lunsford was literally at one of those clinics in Brazil where they do the PMMA injections. So, yeah, he probably got the PMMA injected into his arms. And again, possibly other parts of his body. Like, he just looks fucked up and weird. I don't know how the fuck that guy became Mr. Olympia. It's just that has to be the worst Mr. Olympia physique ever. It's not that he doesn't look freaky and he isn't like really muscular or anything, but like again, so blatantly using really bad sight enhancement, and he's like too big for his height. Like it's just not a great physique just in general. Like, yeah, he's really muscular, but it's just not a Mr. Olympia physique, you know?
For her to have her MRI done and a sonogram of her body to prove that she didn't do it. And then if she didn't do it, if it comes back that she's cleared, you and Sarah would issue a public apology to her. Would you do that?
I think that's a great idea. I would love that. And if that MRI comes back negative, Sarah and I will sit right here in the same background and we'll give her a verbal apology. We can't just dismiss facts. Look, you don't have to believe.
Well, I mean, you're putting it out there. That's a pretty. Sure. Why don't you sweeten the pot? Why don't you say, listen, if I'm.
Good evening, sir. Hypothetically, what would your advice be to a woman in late 30s thinking to try out test for humble performance/well-being gains?
I'd start out with probably 15 milligrams testosterone and enthate per week. Just split it up into 2 shots. So like Monday, Friday type of thing. And then you can try increasing the dose. You can try to go to like 25 or 30 a week. Just see how you feel. I think my mom right now is on 30 milligrams test and enthate a week. And she says she feels better and she's getting stronger. So women need very, very low doses. So you can see how you feel on just a smaller dose and then go up from there. Thanks, Wishmaster. Appreciate it.
I'm wrong. I'll put up I'll give her $10,000 for her.
Sure, $10,000 too.
All right.
Fly you to the lab, 2-day vacation after that. Just name it, Natalia. I want you to have
no,
a good time.
because there's got to be, you know, she's being accused of something. If she can clear a name, there should be some kind of ramification.
Yeah, no.
Because this is a big accusation, obviously. So,
yeah.
you know, you seem to be very, very convinced of the authenticity.
We are. And Dave, people that know us, including you know that we don't say something that we don't believe first, and we don't have information on. Just because Sarah chose to keep, remember, Sarah was being attacked, being called a liar by at times Olympian media, saying you manufactured baseless accusations. Let me get to that point. And she had that information. She had a doctor from inside of that clinic that came to her and gave her the dates of operations. But we kept it private. And do you know why? To protect the very same people that ended up attacking Sarah. You cannot be an Olympia team member, Sean, Bob, Wendy, and the list goes on, and go out on record and say the 4-time women's physique Olympia champion manufactured baseless accusation. This is when this crosses the line for me. This is when it's no longer bodybuilding.
Right.
You can't go out and, frankly, in some instances, smear the champ. You can't go out and say, Sarah uses substances found in rat poison and explosives to attain her conditioning. That's Bob. That's the MC of the Mr. Olympia. This is the guy who's going to announce Sarah the winner if she wins. This is the guy who's going to be in the press conference. Right. Let me tell you what Bob was doing. When you say something like that, he said, I heard, by the way, that was falsehood number one. Right. Because I'd like to know.
I've seen Sarah doing her cardio, so I think she's
I'd like to know
2.5 hours of cardio a day. You don't need to use anything else, yeah.
What he's saying is, Sarah's not the real thing. Right. He's trying to undermine public trust and public confidence in Sarah and undermine her accomplishments. That's not okay. If you disagree with somebody's messaging, if you are on one side versus the other side, it's one thing. But you can't do something like, especially when your voice has authority, when you speak for the brand. Their team, Mr. Olympia. Bob and Sean, they're Olympia team members. When you had the Olympia meeting, Bob was to the right shoulder of Jake, Sean was to the left. And those guys went out, they said many things. I mean, the list goes on. They said, if you don't like plastic muscle, retire. Start your own league. One thing that Sean, I think, said, he said, you put yourself, or Bob, I'm sorry, you put yourself on the chopping block.
Yeah, he does kind of look a little bit like Gru.
With the judges. Sean went on to say Sarah's contributions to the industry are no good because she spoke up against plastic muscle implants. So we don't go out publicly and say what we can.
Well, I think what happened is that because Sarah lost.
Yeah.
And I think this is the impression I got. And first of all, I want to just go on record, and I'm probably one of Sarah's biggest fans, because I think that when she's 100% on, she's unbeatable, even with potentially plastic muscle. I think she has the best physique out there. I don't think she was at her best at the Olympia, and I think that's why she lost. I don't think it was because of whatever Natalia did to her body.
We wouldn't know.
But we don't know.
We don't know, right?
So my point is that I think I think because Sarah lost, and then she said that and brought those allegations, it made it look like she was a sore loser.
100%.
Even though that really wasn't the reason why she probably
100%.
said it, I think it angered her, though, because she did lose. And I think that's where the message got. Maybe she should have waited, a month or two, because I agree with you. This is a problem. And I know it's going on in Brazil. And I don't know if a lot of the deaths recently we've seen coming out of Brazil have anything to do with this, but I'm concerned about it. And I'm a hardly conservative person.
My bad. I guess I was asking if steroids shut down your natural testosterone. Does that automatically mean you're permanently hypogonadal? If not, what's the difference?
Yes, steroids shut down your natural production. So unless you come off, you're going to get shut down. So while you're on steroids, your endogenous androgen production is suppressed. And then it takes usually a few months for natural production to go back to normal. Thanks for the donation, Pablo. Hope that answers your question.
At least he does not have those annoying ass minions working for him.
Yeah. The minions are pretty annoying. Thanks, Dodo.
A lot of people's diets. I've been giving information about performance enhancing drugs for 30 years now, and I'm not shy to say talk about steroids and growth hormone and stuff like that. But this is something that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And because it's so dangerous, I think it warrants us trying to come up with a solution. And there should be, I think, a statement at least, or something added to the rule book where if this is suspected, this use, that it will be marked down. And unfortunately for the bodybuilder who does get marked down for this or has a problem with this, it's not correctable.
It's not.
And I think that people should really think twice before trying to take this little shortcut, because we all want to grow and look great on stage and have the best physique possible. But some things you just can't go there because you can't go back from there. And I think that this is one of those situations where, hey, look how great it looked on this person who just did it. I'll do a little bit more. Oh, it worked. He did double what she did. I'm going to do 3 times as much as them, and I'm going to bring my arms up not a half an inch. I'm going to bring them up 2 inches. Now we have fake-looking muscle, and now they're getting marked down. Now these people can't compete anymore because they can't remove it. So this is it's a slippery slope, and I think that there should be a statement made by the IFBB saying, listen, this is unacceptable if we suspect it, because you can't go around ultrasounding everyone. I just don't think it's viable. But if it is suspected, they will mark down for it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do this. If we were
and if the judges are more conscious of now that this is going on, they're going to look for
100%.
it.
I agree.
I don't think they were looking for it in Natalia. I wasn't looking for it.
I'll say this. Let's not even, we're talking about Natalia and Sarah and the 2025 Olympics. Let's separate all of that. Yeah. Let's separate the politics. Let's separate the personalities. Let's just talk about the sport of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
How do you define the sport of bodybuilding? It's the sport of building muscle.
Yeah.
What if bodybuilders going forward decide that they have the option to implant plastic muscle? It's happening today. Yeah. There are clinics that are profiting from this. Why is it that just bodybuilding has no rules? Why can't we protect the sport just like soccer is protected, basketball is protected, football is protected? Yeah. Why can't we just protect the sport and protect the very founding principle of the sport, building muscle tissue, a human effort? It is a human effort.
Right.
You have to build the muscle. You can't buy it. You can't implant it.
I wish there was a blood test they could do to detect.
No, I don't think the test is difficult. I think it sounds complex, but if I'm as a judge, I know you're not going to catch everything, but you're going to reduce the percentage drastically. If I see Dave on stage and something is odd, it will be in their contract, in their registration, that they will submit to a scan if asked to.
Well, I wouldn't even do that. I would just mark the person down. And if it doesn't disappear, which it won't, if it is,
that's another way of doing it.
Then I think people are going to start. I think you have to disqualify a few people and mark a few people down for people to realize, this might not be the right thing to be doing. And
Just curious, what island is your dad's dad from? You said in a previous stream where you talked about your ethnicity, your dad is from Antigua and his dad is from another island. I thought your black side was fully Antiguan.
Most of them are from Antigua. My dad's dad is from some other island, though. I can't remember where it was. It's near the Caribbean. Thanks for that donation, though, Epic.
I can't undo it, so maybe I shouldn't go there.
I would go farther. Yeah. If you decide, if you're a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, and you decide to implant plastic muscle, I think you should be banned from the sport.
Well, you will be if you're discovered, because you can't take
permanent.
it out.
It's permanent. You're right.
Listen, you put it out there to Natalia, and like I said, I've had nothing but great interactions with her over this. I have nothing bad to say about it. I know you guys have a personal thing going on, but I have had nothing bad to say. Yeah. But you did offer, if she is innocent, and if I was innocent, I would take you up. I'd take that 10 grand from you. I'd go get my body ultrasounded or whatever they're going to do to MRI. Yeah. And I'd be the first person. I'd be sitting on that couch.
That's your idea. I agreed with it, but I agree.
I know. I've been waiting for that public apology because I would want to clear my name, and you're willing to put your money up for it. So maybe she'll take you up on it, and then we can get to the bottom of this.
Nobody has to believe it. You just have to look at the information available.
Right.
Why did the 4-time women's physique Olympia champion just abruptly decide to do this? That's A. B, if I'm here on record telling you, you saw the evidence, so you know. Yeah. But if I'm on record saying I'm responsible for my words, a doctor from inside of that clinic, unsolicited, came to Sarah. If all of that exists, at least look into it. We don't have to make a conclusion. So Sarah and Natalia are going to face off in 2 months.
Yeah.
What happens then?
When I was in school, I used to I didn't get in trouble a lot, but they always put in my report card that I was an instigator of trouble, meaning that I moved the chess pieces around the board. I think this is good for the rematch because there is a lot of controversy here, how the judges handle it. I think making this awareness of this potential issue because of what she had done is now going to get the judges looking, and their eyes are going to be open. If they see suspicious looking muscle, they're going to mark it down.
By the way,
so I think you might get your justice if that is the case.
Look, I believe in the judges. I don't blame the judges. Sarah was asked a question. Do you blame the judges? How could you? That was a professional. From the information we have, it's a professional
They
job.
judge what's up there.
Sure. But my selfish part now, my selfish side that looks out for Sarah, I want to protect Sarah.
Right.
Sarah's focused, you saw her, she's training right now. She's not even doing an interview.
No.
She said, F you guys, I'm going to train. So Sarah's coming like a wrecking ball. I know some people were happy, and they don't know Sarah. Let me tell you a story about Sarah back in 2020. And David Bay, excuse me for sharing this. David Bay had a live with Shani Grant. And on the live, David said, to Shanique, that was about 6 weeks, 7 weeks out of Olympia. What are you going to eat after your 2020 victory? We know that you're at a tier of your own.
Right.
You know what Sarah did that night? Because we were lifting upstairs at night, 11 p.m. We go home. I see
Was
Sarah.
this the year she beat
I saw her
Shanique?
in the guest house. I saw the light on. What is she doing? She comes back to the house with a hard shell suitcase. Empty. I said, what are you doing? She said, that's for the Olympia. I said, it's 2 months from now. What are you doing? She said, that's for my crystal vase that you see right there. So that motivates Sarah.
Right.
When you tell her you can't do it, thank you for doing that.
Right.
She's training. We're not going to wait, and we're not going to. She's doing the work.
Right.
But there's another element that we have to look to. Is Sarah's a human? Her muscle is a human muscle. There is no way a human can beat anything that's engineered by a doctor or plastic, or at least we have to look into it. If the champ came out and said this, if before the Olympia, she raised the concern about it. 3 months before the Olympia, went public about it. And she's saying here today, and you previewed that, doctor.
Yeah.
A doctor came to her from inside of the clinic. So listen, look into it. You don't have to do more than that.
I would take you up on the offer that I just threw out there. I threw it out there.
I love it.
I didn't think you were going to take the offer up. But if I'm Natalia, I'm proving my innocence because it's good. I'm going to make 10 grand for myself. I'm going to get an apology online.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to say, F you. I'm
and
the
a
champ.
vacation.
Yeah, and a vacation out of it. So
maybe 1 week before the Olympia.
You know what? I'm glad we discussed this because it is a growing concern. And we know what's going on in Brazil. There are competitors having this done. I'm concerned about that from a health perspective on these competitors. I'm also concerned for the same reason you are. It's cheating. It is cheating. It's an implant. I don't believe in putting implants in. Yeah. This is a seriously dangerous beast, and I think it should be nipped in the bud before it gets out of control.
I really believe so. I think, and look, this is new. This is not to point fingers at anyone. Especially let's talk about the league. Those guys are my friends.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well, we pretty much know with absolute confirmation at this point that Derek Lunsford got the PMMA injection shit. There has to be some weird politics going on. Like how the fuck could Derek win the Mr. O with that huge physical flaw with his weird ass biceps with a PMMA? Because again, anybody else would have gotten marked down for that and just not won. Crimson Desert is so fucking stupid.
I've been dosing 10 to 15 milligrams of RAD 140 every day without a test base since February 2025. How fucked am I, and how fucked if I hop off now?
I don't know. I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want, dude. Thanks for the donation, Sarm Goblin. What's that one? Oh. That looks weird. Dude, I just want the new Gears of War to come out. Really need the new Gears of War. Looks fucking sick. They actually came out with some new gameplay.
They want the best of the industry, and they take action anytime they need to protect the industry. This is new. You and I didn't know anything about it. I had to, if this doctor didn't come forward,
we probably wouldn't have known this was going on.
No, how would you know? So you can't blame anybody. You can't point fingers. And
well, now that they're aware, I think
we need to collectively.
There's an onus of responsibility to at least put a rule or a statement out about the fact that they do not condone this. If it is found that they're using it, that they'll be disqualified.
And I have confidence that eventually this will happen.
I think they will.
I don't think.
Once again, the judges judge what's up on that stage. And if something looks suspicious, they mark it down. And believe me, if people are starting to do this now, it is not going to stop here. I know how bodybuilders work. If one's good, 5's better and 10's better. And then once it gets to the 10 level, it's going to start looking obvious. And I think that people should really, really consider, you know, and I know a lot of people watch, you know, the information I give out, and they know if Dave Palumbo is saying that this is something that's dangerous and that should not be done, probably not a good idea to do it.
You could die.
Yeah.
If they inject it directly in your bloodstream, you will die. You'll have a stroke on the spot.
Because you know people are going to start doing it themselves.
It's banned in the United States.
I know, but you know people will get a hold of this stuff and they'll start doing it themselves because it's cheaper. Because I believe you told me the procedure at these clinics is like $20,000.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
So no one's spending 20 grand except the top people or people who have money.
Sure.
So you're going to have people start doing this themselves, and that's where the danger is.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I think something like that. I really do think that it's time to look into it a little bit deeper, a little bit harder. Put the personalities and the controversy to the side. Let that play out. But going forward, how do we fix this? A, to not have it happen again, if it does. B, to protect the sport of bodybuilding. So there's obviously a personal side connected to Sarah, but there's another side in this that says, hey, in 10 years from now, where will bodybuilding be if now you can purchase a plastic muscle? So I hope so. I have a lot of faith that eventually we're going to have a solution. And I'm here for a solution, by the way.
I'm going to make a prediction too, that I have a feeling that the longer this stuff stays in people's bodies, the harder
fibrosis,
and the fibrosis is going to be in the muscle, and we're going to start seeing some very, very weird looking muscles that have divots in them, and people are going to be like, where did this come from?
Yeah,
and people are going to make excuses, say, oh, I tore it or something like that, and it's going to be from these injections. They're going to get worse as time goes on. They're not going to get better, and people are going to be very, very sorry they did it. So I hope, if you guys are listening to me, it's not worth it. Believe me, this is not something that you want to do. It's not good for you.
Bro, I don't know why it's not good enough to just, like, take steroids and get fucking jacked. Especially with how the shit, like, actually damages your muscle tissue. Like, it prevents you from training properly. So, like, if you can't lift as much weight and train like you used to, and it's gonna, like, actually damage the muscle over time, it's like, why the fuck do that? Just blast more fucking gear. It's really fucking lame and stupid. But, you know, it's what people do. Everybody's a fucking chimpanzee. People really are chimpanzees, dude. We like to think that we're superior and we're part of the human race. Like, no, everybody's a fucking chimp. So apparently there was an update to the Onimusha demo. Let's fuck around with that. Why don't we? Let's fuck around with this shit. Gay, 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 gay. Watched the 1982 thing yesterday after you recommended it as one of your favorites. It's one of the best movies ever made. It's fucking good. Okay, good. That's nice. Glad he was able to get his thing back.
Is Tren good for Steroid? I got Tren coming, so if you say no, I'm not listening to shit, still taking it with my rad 140 without a test base, of course, because I'm a dirty busty Psalms goblin boy.
Yeah. Yeah, great for Steroid. Thanks for the donation, dude. Why in the fuck? Oh, wait.
React to this.
Vignette effect is stupid. The fuck? Okay. This guy's kind of a giblet head.
Because I've been preaching since 2022 that the UK is absolutely done and you should make money and leave. This is enhanced today by the government coming out with these type of posters given to migrants to educate them. Child abuse is a serious crime in the UK.
Yeah. They're literally letting in people that they know abuse children. And then they have to give them information pamphlets. It's actually a crime here, so don't do it.
If these people are coming from somewhere where child abuse isn't a serious crime, and you need to educate them on that fact, do you not think it's better to just not have them in the country? Child abuse is never against the law. You must not physically hurt a child, have sexual contact with a child under 16, cut or harm a girl's genitals. These people need to be educated not to cut or harm a young girl's genitals.
Dude, the UK is like the stupidest, most fucked retard commie bullshit country.
You know what's even more of a kick in the bollocks? The fact that at the bottom, you could be arrested by the police. This could affect your asylum claim. Not it will, not if you cut a fucking child's cock off or physically assault a child, they will get sent back to their country. No, they might get arrested, they might get in trouble. But people from the UK definitely will be arrested if they make a tweet again.
Well, we know that there's a two-tiered policing system where they go after white Christians, but they'll do everything they can to not go after and protect, like, you know, minorities, especially if they're, like, Muslim.
Ain't this? In the UK, both people must say yes to have sex. This is called consent. Come on. Come on. I don't even remember in my sexual education when I was at school this needing to be pointed out. What type of fucking retards are you letting in the country that need to be told this?
They're shithole idiots from fucking Northern Africa.
UK is an absolute joke. Make money and get the fuck out of there. I've made my own poster that I'm going to put up here right now. This.
Yeah, seriously. Thanks, dude. The fuck? Oh my god, here we go. Oh my god. There's a problem with Streamlabs again. Let me see if I can make it work on my phone. Seems to happen late at night, where there's more technical issues. I don't know if they do like some weird maintenance around this time. It's not loading on my phone either. What the fuck? Dude. Yeah, it's not loading on my phone either. Dodo gave some kind of donation. I can't even see it right now, but I'll take a look later. Hopefully it just resolves itself.
No! Damn it! I fed this cursed thing so many Genma souls! This isn't what you promised, Gauntlet! What's your excuse?!
Peace, boy, peace.
You!
Enjoying your new toys, I see. Very nice.
Bastard! What's your...
It finally loaded. What about the Blob remake?
What about the Blob remake for VG? That's good too, it killed children, unlike Horror Today, which would be too pussy to kill a child. Ugh, I miss the 80s, so many good duck movies.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw the Blob remake. I should take a look at that. Thanks, Dodo. The 80s was like the coolest decade for like music, movies. It's a good decade.
Game, damn it!
Ganyu. That gauntlet there used to be mine. A word to the wise, but it's a picky eater. Genma are all well and good, but it likes a bit more human in its diet.
Huh? What did you just say?
Why not give it a try? Nothing quite like a happy gauntlet.
Stop! Oh, this is it! This will do! Oh, yes! This will do nicely.
I like purple.
Get a hold of yourself! Are you a man or a beast?
Doesn't matter. A beast isn't far from an onion, you know.
You do well to follow his example.
I would stop talking if I were you.
You wanted to get stronger, no?
Stronger as a swordsman, not a monster, goddammit!
That's the spirit.
Damn it.
I totally forgot the controls. Okay, that's like a dodge. That's like block or something. Those are corpses. Oh, there's a jackass.
There's someone there!
Let me know when you're ready to quit this game too, coward. Well, this is a demo. Thanks for that donation.
Even kids' movies like Toy Story 3 used to be dark. Nowadays, if they made a dark movie like Evil Dead Burn, people would complain that it's too violent and edgy.
Yeah, Evil Dead Burn was good. I liked it. I'd like to watch it again.
Fuck Gandhi.
Thanks, Dodo.
He's really lost it now. Another dark mass. Guess it's all I've got to go on.
Spooky.
Fresh food! I love it here! So many souls! So much malice! This is paradise! I know this smell! Oni!
At Holu Wallablue 8684, why does Evil Dead Burn suck to you? Are you just saying that because it's violent and edgy?
Alright, thanks, Dodo.
Gauntlet's acting up again. There's got to be a connection to the Oni here. What's this? Did I pass through the wall? Looks like the only way is forward.
Jazz.
The cracks in the rock.
Set up like a
are filled
macro
with
key just so I can do that with one button press.
Is this a temple? Did the Genma build it? Hard to imagine.
Atolu Wallablue 8684 how so? Care to explain, please?
Thank you, Dodo. Can't, like, jump through that? Oh. Cool.
This isn't hell, or the living world. What is this place? You're nothing.
Wasn't there a...
I miss when Jasmine could hide all the knives in the house. She saved your life, dude, and you don't give her credit. She had to put up with all your shit for 10 years. Jasmine deserved all your money and more in the divorce, and reminder she broke up with you.
Wasn't there... What was that thing I did to deflect the arrows before?
No challenge!
Seriously though, why do people hate dark movies these days, VG?
They're just, gay. Thanks, Dodo. I forgot how to do the deflection thing with the arrows. The fuck was that?
Those rocks. someone have got the run of the place here too.
I'll remember when Richard told Jasmine on stream to hide all the knives because he thought he might try to hurt himself. I've never seen him that depressed again until today. He says he cured his depression permanently, but we all know that's not true.
Dead!
Okay, how do you...
Not gonna get anywhere like this. Gotta find a way to move forward.
How do you do the dumb... Oh, there we go, okay. It's that button. Okay,
You can keep it.
Stand and fight!
how do I... What?
Maybe I can knock down that ruined bridge and use it to climb up.
Knock down bridge.
Do you constantly think about cheating on Pat because you have testosterone over 5,000? It must be hard not to want sex all the time but you can't get it. Or are you like into chastity or something? You're celibate and get no pussy, long distance idiot lol.
How do I... What does it want? Oh, I see. I didn't... Okay. Now that makes sense. I didn't see that thing. Where do I go from here? Oh, this is where
Richard, didn't I already ask you to skip those donations when you get them? I shouldn't have to ask this repeatedly. For example, Doug Walker complains that Toy Story 3 is too dark at the 2:29 mark.
Something nearby to show me.
I'm not watching that, but thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Just when you think you've seen it all.
So what is this?
You're just fuel for the gauntlets.
Fuck. Why is...
Jasmine, stay safe on the way to the barn, sweetie, it's raining. Jasmine doesn't respond to Richard's attempt at showing affection and simply leaves. Jasmine was so cold to you, but it was deserved, nigga.
This is looking grim.
Ah, fuck.
And well for you. Are you even trying, monster?
There we go.
Damn it, that hurt.
Thanks, fuck. That was a tough enemy.
I really wish you'd calm down. That hungry gunman must be through there.
These levels are kind of weird.
Why did you ignore my donation about your wife Jasmine? She's your wife. Nobody can or will ever replace Jasmine, not even Fat with her donkey teeth. Jasmine, 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 Jasmine.
Maybe I could get through if I move that block. Bet the Genmer have had a hard time figuring all this out. Maybe that's the point, huh? This is a dead end? Where is that belly with legs? Are these...
These on a hero of mine. None for you. Wait. What are you?
Good question. I'll get back to you on that one.
That ordinance. I get it. I get it now. I figured it out.
What are you laughing at, piggy?
First, I'm gonna eat all the souls you got in there. Then, I'm gonna eat you, dear.
Greedy bastard.
Put your mouth where your mouth is, then. Now I can eat!
Let's see who's hungrier. You! This
My armor is invincible!
Where does a beast like you even get armor? You're making this easy!
My precious armor! Coming through! Oh, you're so tasty! Splatter! What did you do? Ow! My armor! Coming through! No more games! No more souls! So good! I could eat honey all day! I'm unstoppable!
I'll crush you!
Let me eat you!
Shit, that's part 2.
I'm hungry!
Fuck, come on.
Need to break your spirit. Humans say best!
Give me a break.
Now the real fun starts!
If you miss Jasmine so much, maybe you should just marry her. Richard, do you take Jasmine to be your wife? Jasmine, in sickness and in health, do you take Richard to be your nigger slave? Richard, do you stand by the statement that Jazz had a sexy butthole?
you! Oh, he's trying to make me puke!
He's drawing power from the souls too.
I'll paste you!
Oh, god damn it.
Gauntlet? You got an Oni gauntlet? I can smell the souls in it from here! I bet it tastes great! I bet you taste great too!
I just want to put...
It's tenderizing time! A 1, a 2, and 3!
How does that not
You
dodge?
got me there, you greedy bastard!
Bruh, have I been shadow banned or did you all ban me the fuck?
You're done!
You used to cope by saying Jasmine may look like a man but she has the most gorgeous supple button pussy. Do you stand by that statement or do you finally admit it was just cope after all these years of being married to the fat jazz whale Jasmine?
Sometimes you eat, sometimes you eat.
Friday, September 4th. Oh shit, that's coming out soon. Cool. Well, that's a game we'll be able to play soon. Oh, dude. I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta piss really bad and I might have to poop. Definitely have to pee, but there might be a poop coming. I'll be right back. I pooped too. I peed and I pooped. So that is what happened. We had a pee-pee and we had a poo-poo. It's just what we do here sometimes. Pee-pee and poo-poo. Did I win? Win what? There's a lot of bodybuilders that are competing in their 40s. I'm pretty sure Andrew Jacked is like 43 or 44. Or no, 41 right now. Yeah, and he's a contender for the Mr. Olympia. He's 41. There's some other guy who is a little older who's like a Mr. O contender. I was actually surprised that Andrew Jacked was as old as he was. You wouldn't think this guy was over 40. So yeah, you know, still got some time to grow, improve the physique, you know, get the pro card and whatnot. Kind of want to play a game that I can just chill on with a controller. I gotta try Breakpoint. Apparently Toxic Commando's like not that great. Don't know if I want to bother with Comic Invasion.
Am I banned? Or is YouTube fucking up?
I probably banned you. Yeah, you're banned. I vaguely remember you being a stupid, whiny, annoying asshole. Okay, unbanned you. Just don't be a jackass. Thanks for the donation, dude. I don't know if I can play Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake right now. It's just a little tense and frustrating. Want something a bit more chill. And again, ideally something that I can play just with a controller. Let me see. I have a lot of games that aren't installed. Max Payne 3. I should install that. Spider-Man 2 was so fucked. That could have been a lot better, but they really fucked that game up.
What are your thoughts on Dave Bautista, Kratos?
If he does steroids again and gets jacked for the role, I'm all for it. I think it's a pretty good cast. Couldn't really think of anyone better to play the role. Again, assuming he can take steroids and get jacked again. Thanks, Anonymous. Fucking modern Windows, dude. Yeah, I've seen common side effects. Have they come out with season 2 yet?
Your vision, fire, we'll figure it all out. I'm just so glad you're here.
Your visions are growing in intensity, and that place is dangerous. If you keep going back there, it could all unravel.
It's okay. We've got to focus on the fire. So, what does future Max think caused it? I wonder if it was about Abraxas.
Secret society. Shady calls with the Abraxas president. It could be something.
And there was a protest the same day.
I usually wake up around 8 a.m. Especially since my cat kind of works as an alarm clock. But yeah, if I'm up a bit later, I'll sometimes wake up a bit later.
As the fire.
People are blaming Caledon for all of their problems, especially now that your new president wants to snatch up more of Lakeport.
Not to mention a shapeshifter with whom I share ideological differences.
Dude, what is your life?
I know you think you're above it all, but
Don't act surprised. This timeline.
I might get that at some point. Felt rush, game needs major improvement, plot holes. Oh, weird. A lot of negative reviews lately. Huh. Says mostly very positive. Maybe there's just some whiners. Oh. iRacing's fucking bullshit. That has the worst user interface I've ever seen. It's like actually bullshit. I'm wondering how hard it is to install the first person mod in Max Payne 3.
What's up, guys? Today I'm here to show you how to install the Max Payne 3 first person mod, which has been released a couple of years ago, but I still think it's a really fun mod to play the game with. First things first, you pretty much just click on here on this download, back up this. So we're gonna press and then pretty much chapter 3 story. Maybe I should try something else, I don't know. Now what I hate about Max Payne 3 on the Steam version, and pretty much there's no other version actually. I mean, there's the Rockstar Games Launcher version, but it's essentially the same thing. It doesn't have cloud save, so every single time when you delete your game, or every single time when you reinstall your Windows or anything like that, you know, or your Linux, you know, if you are running out, it's actually constantly re-downloading. Actually, we're gonna try it to just demonstrate how this looks, feels. This is completely different.
There's just something about high action, slow motion, gravity defying, bullet storming. Is that a word? Nope. Games. You can simply hit V on your keyboard and it toggles in the first person seamlessly. Even though I played this game so many times through, this has breathed new life into the game in such a cool way. Hitting F2 gives you field of view options, including some other options as well. And installing it is pretty straightforward. Check out the mod page itself, it has install information, so I won't go into detail on that, but if you like it, be sure to let those guys know. I also have a no HUD mod running and a little reshade I made myself to give the game some visual enhancements and this depth of field near blur effect. But these are totally optional, and I think the main winner here is the first person mod, so I highly recommend checking it out. Anything I'm using here though, the no HUD, the reshade, it's all in the description as well, and of course there are guides and resources to help you get those installed too. But enough of that. Today I'm diving back
I'm too tired to fucking bother doing that right now. Tired.
So welcome back, guys, and welcome to Gears of War.
Whatever this is, it's
My pay grade.
Why is this faggot's face there?
Rated M for mature.
What the fuck are you?
Scorch the city. Seize the surface. Bleed the ground walkers.
Good to see a few more gears made it through the night. You four belong to me now. Designation, Bravo Squad. No one knows what these things are or where they're coming from.
This is more than an invasion. It's a fucking war. The reports are still coming in, but whatever this is, it's happening all over the city.
Actual monsters are coming out of the ground and ripping my people apart.
And those are my gears out there holding the line.
How do we hold a line against an enemy that can tunnel under it?
Oh, shit!
We're gears. We fight.
We still have our people. If we can save them, we save Cologne.
Loss prepares us for what's ahead.
People we love die. We're the ones that keep fighting.
Give him hell, Phoenix. That's the plan.
Come and get some, you goddamn grubs!
There'll be no support. If you fall, we all do.
We do this together, or we die together, yeah?
To the end.
It is not an Xbox console exclusive. It is coming out on PC. They're coming out with another expansion for Witcher 3? That's super weird.
Didn't say I was afraid.
Being of beasts. Delve into darkness and see the truth of Letton's beauty.
Garden demands blood, so we'll give it blood.
They're coming out with another remastered version They had some visual upgrade already, but now it's like an actual remaster.
Wolf,
Which is
striving forward towards a solitary tower. Never chose to be a witcher. Fate chose for me. Witcher. You can't just step off the path. You're one for life. And there's never an ending that's not also a new beginning.
Yeah, apparently they improved the combat and shit. Might try to get back into that game again.
What brought you here? I'm looking for someone. I need information.
Then you've come to the wrong place. The Nova Reich spread across the station like a damn plague.
So this is Hunter's bright future. Monsters. And radiation. That's all that's left up there. But this... humans did this. This is Hunter, the leader of the Novo Reich. The enemy must be destroyed. The Spartans were wolves in helmets. But I'm something worse. The enemy must be destroyed. Destroyed. The enemy must be destroyed.
What the fuck?
I'm looking for someone. Where is she?
That actually looks pretty sick. I like the Metro games. Yeah, the Metro games have been pretty good.
Good. All right. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. Run with it. Run. Yes. Yes. No. 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 Yeah. Go. 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 Yeah.
Sound familiar? A burst of joy, then a painful moan. More joy, more pain, all building toward one final moment of ecstasy or utter despair. This is the life of the football fan. And if you're like me, who happens to be in love with a football fan, this is part of your life too. I was a football airhead. I knew nothing about the game or communicating with its adoring followers. My ignorance was neither charming nor amusing. It's hard to realize how really, really big a football field is. It's big, almost as long as most shopping malls. Imagine throwing a package from Macy's to Sears and having your friend catch it. Now imagine while you're trying to throw the goods, the 11 biggest, strongest shoppers in the mall are charging at you, determined to bring you down. Let's say you're the X's and the other team is the O's. We'll call you the kisses and the other guys the hugs. You can run the ball, or pass the ball, or both to get your 10 yards. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you're playing a game in which you're given a list of 10 swimsuits. You've got to
the
find
old
all
American
10
Gladiator
swimsuits that
show is
fit you
fun.
in your size on clearance sale, and you can only go into 4 stores to accomplish the mission. If you do this, you get another list of 10 more sale items to shop for in another 4 stores. In football logic, you'd say, first store. Have fun.
Hi, I'm Craig Frazier and welcome to the Skullmaster video. In this video we're going to cover the tricks and techniques in using the Skullmaster series of stencils. Not just the original Skullmaster, but also the new Son of Skullmaster stencil that just came out on the market. Besides a different view of the front skull, we have a different view of the side skull. We have some different teeth that we can use with the original stencil, as well as dice and little Maltese crosses, bullet holes, all kinds of fun things that you're going to want on your skull. This one's called Bones, and it literally is just a combination of piles of bones. I'm using a purple color just so it's a little bit less harsh than black. Doesn't mean all your skulls have to be purple. For those of you that prefer to freehand your skull from the start to finish and you think, oh, I have no use for the Skullmaster series, that's not necessarily true. Like your skull's got some funky looking tribal tattoo going on its head. This kind of works pretty cool. And all of a sudden, instant horns. Most skulls don't have any features. That's reserved for people with skin on their heads. You know, skulls really don't have that many facial expressions. And then you got your martini drinking devil skull. Dice, flying eyeballs, 8 balls, ace cards, and you got a skull with a bunch of spikes on its head. It does give kind of a lost soul look. It's pretty creepy. A lot of people think I'm kind of odd because of the skulls I paint all the time, but honestly, I don't have any skulls on my own cars. It's not that I don't like skulls, I like them just fine, but most of the skulls I paint are because I'm requested to by my clients. And that's pretty much about it. Well, there's the Skullmaster series, and it literally is that simple. And have a good time airbrushing.
So, you're losing your voice when you teach, and you want to learn how to protect it. Well, you're not alone. It's the #1 job-related injury among aerobics instructors. I'm Renee Grant Williams. I'm an aerobics instructor, and I'm a voice teacher. I want you to think of your body as sort of a giant turkey baster. Passive breathing is a great tool that's currently being researched in athletic training programs for Olympic trials for cyclists and swimmers because it's been found to boost endurance and cut fatigue. Now whistle. All right, knees up. 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 Make it part of your life.
Welcome to Catertainment, the show that unlocks the secrets of your cat's behavior. I'm Vicki Smithers.
And I'm John Westerby. Today's video is appropriately titled, Oh, Those Crazy Cats.
As any cat owner or cat lover can attest, our feline friends can be pretty crazy at times.
Our first celebrity cat, Max, hails from New York City, where he lives with one of America's most famous talkers. Today, he's visiting the set of a television show hosted by his owner, Sally Jesse Raphael. Hi, Sally.
He has an on-the-air camera demeanor. Charles Bronson. This is the Charles Bronson of Pussycats.
Well, Tabby, I recently moved to a bigger apartment, and Bert here keeps scratching the new sofa. Is there anything I can do?
Try attaching aluminum foil on the arm of that new chair or couch Bert has decided to scratch. Attach the foil with safety pins or upholstery screws. Things should be back to normal soon.
And what is Scamper's big trick you were telling me, Maggie?
Well, she likes to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, can we see that?
Sure. Scamper, turn around and look at this. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. She doesn't know the rest. So I just like to live by the fat cat law.
No pussycat, she'll be friend of mine when I
Hi, welcome to the wonderful world of stretching. Hands go in the middle here, leg go out, sitting out in this position here. Again, sliding out here. Now working your head to your knee. Put your elbows against your knees and just squat. You warmed up yet? I'm getting that way. Okay, going to the right now. Down the middle. Okay, the knee goes down this side. I slide out here. Forward, we're going from the biceps to the adductor longus. Now he pulls me back. Again, now we're working with the adductor longus, and he pulls me further back. When the toes
Oh my
come
god,
up,
this looks so
up
gay.
back. I can grab the inside of his thighs here. I love that sound.
This is so gay.
His uniform or whatever, hold him up to this position. Now watch what happens. My hands are on his buttocks. See how it's up in the air now? Now I'll push down. So it's stretching the top head.
Dude, what are they
Tell me where it
wearing
hurts.
too?
Now what we're going to do is make a wish. Okay, now Steve grabs a hold of my ankle, just like I'm kicking, just like I'm kicking. There you go. Just touch the wall with it. Go ahead. Touch the wall. It'll go. There you go. Good. What I do is I grab Steve's legs, relax.
Jesus.
And relax. Pull him to me again, straight towards me. And pushing the supporting leg out. Last time. I pull my partner to me. What I like to do is crank it out to, let's say, 150 to 165 degrees. There's a nice tension right within my adductor longus. Relax it, pull back, relax it, pull back. This doesn't look normal. So I can just relax, kind of read about myself. Well, I'm a good-looking guy. The difference from here to here. Anybody can stretch.
This guy actually was a really serious fighter, by the way. He had, like, I think to this day, like, a record for fastest kick. He could kick really, really fucking fast and hard. And he was a karate champion and a kickboxing champion. But yeah, he made some weird ass gay fucking instructional videotapes back in the fucking 80s.
So guys, just yesterday, Devin Lillard has posted on his Instagram that he was weighing in 290 pounds, which is absolutely crazy. If we stop to think that we're only like 20 days away from East vs. West 26, which by the way, if you want to watch the pay-per-view, you can use my promo discount, Brazilian AW. But anyways, yesterday we've seen that he was 290 pounds, and just recently posted a picture on where he shows us that he already lost 7 pounds just from yesterday. And he's weighing in now 283 pounds. But losing 7 pounds in one day isn't the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing to me is Devin's shape right now. Like, look at him. Mostly when Devin was getting like to 300 pounds, he was looking just very bellyful. But now, it almost seems that his weight is going actually to his muscles. Like, Devin's frame seems bigger. His
Yeah, he's on steroids now.
Arms. And we're not seeing anymore that much of belly on him. So as much as Devin still has a lot of weight to lose, right now not even being 300 pounds, Devin looks in a pretty impressive shape. Don't you guys think?
The Xenia continue to wage war against the human race. Our only hope, the Order of the Turok. Mystical guardians armed with enhanced abilities. The war has moved to the Lost Lands, a site of ancient ruins and creeping danger, where clawed, ravenous threats lurk in every shadow, where even the wind whispers death. The Xenia yearn to unlock the secrets of these savage worlds, to unleash the means of humanity's destruction. They must be stopped. They will be stopped by warriors who will not flinch in the face of the Xenia menace or flee from the horrors of evolution gone wrong. You are such a warrior. Relentless, fearless. You will give no quarter to your enemy. Through blood and mud, no stop.
Yeah, I don't know if this Turok game is going to be any good. Looks a little funky. Probably not going to end up playing it. At least Onimusha comes out pretty fucking soon. Like, basically one more week. So that's not too bad. Did you know that pee pee poo poo bum bum? Yeah, it does look mid. Yeah.
Now more than ever, its importance is felt throughout the business and social world. Today, success of the highest order requires the personal confidence that comes from a working knowledge of good manners. We invite you to venture into the world of etiquette training at the highest level. Marjabelle Young Stewart, the woman Newsweek magazine has called the Empress of Etiquette, has taught etiquette to all of America, on TV talk shows and through her more than 14 books.
Well, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I've been training pretty goddamn fucking hard lately, along with taking a decent amount of steroids. And that combination seems to help. Steroids and hard work go a long way.
Brings to you now the course she teaches to top-level executives.
Yeah, I might try Hitman Blood Money at some point.
Table is ready, and the candles are lit, as they always would be before the guests entered the dining room. Oh, and our guests are going to be here any minute.
The correct posture at the table is erect but relaxed.
One thing you want to remember about eating delicate soup is don't slurp. All you need to do is bring the soup to your lips, tilt the bowl, and inhale like an angel.
That lady sounds like a bitch.
Hold your elbows as if a book were tucked up high under each arm, and you mustn't drop the books. Watch your posture at the table. Never slouch. No puppy sounds. Keep your lips together when chewing. The host proposes a toast to the guest of honor. This is done by standing, raising your glass to eye level, and speaking briefly on the marvels of the one being toasted. If you are that one, don't drink. Just sit still and blush. Never let a toast run longer than 3 minutes. If you're a junior executive, ask the host privately if your offering a toast would be acceptable. Never wear a strapless dress to a dinner party. You'll look naked above the centerpiece. There is a grown-up way to eat watermelon. Use a knife and fork. If you get seeds in your mouth, and you will, drop them into your tightly cupped hand, then put them on your plate.
Just fucking swallow them. Who fucking cares?
To use the American style, you'll hold the knife in your right hand and the fork in your left. Stroke the meat. Stroke the meat. Never saw.
To all of you, love, laughter, and happy ever after.
Love to crash one of her dinner parties. Just make a big deal about everybody eating meat. Be rude as fuck.
Fans have lost faith in Call of Duty. The pre-order numbers on MW4 are bad. In North America, the Standard Edition is 16th in pre-orders and the Vault Edition is 12th. In Europe, it doesn't get any better with 18th and 11th. That explains why Infinity Ward was throwing beta codes out like they were free this weekend. Well, they were free, but you get the idea. It is Charlie Intel reporting about the beta losing more than 50% of its players in 24 hours on Steam. This is what the last 5 years of COD have created with Vanguard, MW2 and 3, and BO6 and 7. A lot of people don't even want to try the game or talk about the game. They just know it's bad without playing it. Is this fair to MW4? No. But it's exactly what happened with BO7 last year. My question is, what would it take for you to trust Call of Duty again? Would it be to fix the matchmaking? Black Ops 7 did that and people didn't care. Now MW4 has made that the biggest problem again. But Modern Warfare 4 got boots on the ground again and slowed the game to MW3's pacing to try and fix the main complaint about BO7. The sales numbers look to be continuing on a downward trajectory, and I think MW4 can be good if they fix the main problem with matchmaking, but
yeah, they asked for it. They kept pumping out fucking horse shit for the last few years. They thought they didn't have to try anymore, and then people would still buy their piece of shit fucking game. Dude, the weird fucking spandex outfits they used to wear back in the 90s. Like, imagine looking at somebody going to the gym dressed like that. That's some funny shit.
Squeezing it out. Every last one got to be really nice and slow. So the hairs that are complete. So now we're trying to want it to be nice full so that it ties in. Work it. Here, to the top part. It's good. Working it good.
Yeah, I think that's a singlet.
One, gotta get it all the way out, all the way out. Come on, come on. Way out. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Good, good. Open it up. Open.
I wonder if he started using synthol around this point. Because, yeah, he was using synthol in his arms.
Open it up. That's it. Open it. At the bottom, open.
Then you bring it up a little bit. Oh, excuse me. We gotta edit that part. You're all done there now.
Yeah, that's a singlet. That is so fucking weird. Bro, the fashion from the 80s and 90s, some of it was just baffling. This is like something girls wear now. Like, especially in Brazil. But, yeah, I see, like, chicks wearing this shit now, or, like, you know, those spandex singlets. Mike the Vegan, you should just debate already. You, Gary Yourofsky, got exposed for wanting to destroy the world.
They say that.
What's this dumb shit?
Gary Yourofsky and Vegan Gains, my opponents in this debate. They don't want to preserve habitat. They don't want to preserve the wilderness. They don't want to perpetuate and utterly...
Why would I want to perpetuate ongoing suffering and death in the wild?
...immoral planet where lions sink their teeth into lambs. They would rather destroy this world than allow this, you know, immoral orgy to carry on any longer. And I gotta tell you something. I have spoken to a very small number of vegans who agree with them. There was a certain female YouTuber, and she felt that feminist morality should be imposed on...
By the way, this guy has my Instagram. He messages me periodically on Instagram. If he had any interest in debating me, he'd just ask.
Bears in the forest. Apparently, if you look into the sex lives of bears, they're quite evil. I'm aware the sex lives of lions are reasonably horrifying and involve cannibalism, what have you. Not digressing. Not digressing to judge here. Richard and people who agree with him, they don't claim to have any interest in preserving habitat, ecology, wild animal.
Yeah, because they murder each other.
What they want to preserve are rights, abstract rights against rights violations. That's his. That's.
Okay, this is just a waste of time.
Try over here. Same place. What's the title you won last year?
English Grand Prix.
Yes, sir. That's right. Yeah, that's fine. I can't do any more bars here.
Come on. Let's go. Bring it out. Come on. Come on. Squeeze it. Come on. Good job. Bring it out. Turn his wrist. Turn out, Rico. Turn out, Rico. Turn it. That's it. Come on. Turn it, Rico. Good. Yeah. Come on. You got 3 hands. Work it all 3. Come on. Come on. Bring it down, man.
You notice how much Rico sweats because he's real. Whatever you say. He got nerves to talk about somebody. Boy.
Rico like to make it hard. Well, the inner when you press it.
I think there's some old ass video with Kevin Levrone in one of those like dumbass fucking spandex suits or singlets. Oh boy. Oh my goodness.
It stars everyone's favorite anti-hero, James Logan Howlett, as he does what he does best, save mutants, and also come in handy lots of suits.
Oh my god. Games journalists are AIDS. Did he lose his eye?
Get those
What the fuck's with Charles Glass's eye?
biceps to match the biceps because he has humongous biceps.
Yeah, did he get an eye removed or something? That's weird. You ever watch Generation Iron? No, I don't think I did. Ducatis are nice. Soup.
Ready? Let's go save
Hey, that's a cute squirrel.
the world.
No. I'm gonna smash this rotten world into pieces.
I've got you!
We're about to risk our lives here.
Is this the only way across?
Bratton, toss me there.
Get out of Marmiter Village!
Quit it already. You can't even beat the rabbit.
hands off Trixie!
Enough! It's a no! No! That's enough! It's the Legion! Break and fight! Where are the guards? Partisans, stand united! To arms!
Hand over the spark!
Come and get me! This, the hope of the world?
I don't know about that. Looks, I don't know what the fuck. Team-based co-op PvE game. So, it doesn't even have, like, a story? It's just some weird thing? Wait. I don't know. Fuck. What other trailers came out of, Why is there noise? Road Kings looks cool. I kind of want to get that trucking simulator. All right, it's 4 a.m. Yeah, I've seen the Phantom Blade Zero gameplay. When does that come out? It's pretty soon, right? Yeah, I'll almost certainly play that. Yeah, October. Yeah, I'll play that. Looks pretty cool. So yeah. About a couple months. All right. It is late. I am going to get to bed. I basically had a day off today. I'm not exactly sure how tomorrow's gonna go. I've decided to go easier on the diet. At least for right now. I'm just gonna eat a bit more. I'm getting too fatigued and crap. So, I'm gonna get some, like, bread, some extra fruit and stuff tomorrow, so I'll have more energy. And I should be able to make more gains, too, with the extra food. But, Yeah, I'll see if I can train legs or whatever tomorrow. But, yeah, not sure. Not sure if I'm recovered enough. But we'll see. I'll be on tomorrow anyway, at a more normal time. In any case. But big thanks to everybody who donated on stream.